let's go to the court side real quick because the NBA just announced its all-time 75 players. And I don't know how you feel about the list, Woody, but I like the list. But there's a couple things on the list that cannot, I cannot accept. And it bothers me to no end, right? Literally, no, it really bothers me because there's two particular names on the top 75 list that I just feel that maybe when we get 25 years later, they would have been on a top 100 list, but they are not on, they should not currently be on this list. And that would have to be Mr. Anthony Davis and Mr. Damian Lillard. Two immensely talented players. So I am not trying to knock their individual, talent itself. It's just as far as accolades, right? Let's just compare Anthony Davis to Dwight Howard. Anthony Davis, started his career in 2012. He's about 9 years into the league. He's never played 80 games. In fact, he's only played over 67 games, 68 games twice in his career. Twice in his career, right? You're talking about Dwight Howard, who is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Started out his career with, over a decade of averaging double-doubles. Took a team to the NBA Finals. He's been a journeyman lately, right? But when he was in Orlando, he actually took a team to the Finals. He was the best player on that team. They went to the Finals, right? The resumes don't stack up. There's got to be something why. I don't understand the voting behind that. There's no reason Anthony Davis should be ranked top 75 all time over Dwight Howard. Now, my second player, Woody, and this one really hurts me because he's one of my favorite players in the league, right? But Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's a 6-time All-Star. ... That's literally all he's done in his career. We can talk about, he didn't have help. He didn't have this. It doesn't matter, right? AI didn't have an elite team, won an MVP, right? Took a team to the finals, right? AI deserves to be in the NBA's top 25. How do you explain Damian Lillard in the 75 over my man, Klay Thompson? How do you explain that? How do you explain Damian Lillard over Klay Thompson? Klay Thompson is a 3-time NBA champion, and he's a 5-time All-Star. But most importantly, he is already one of the top 3 3-point shooters of all time. Of all time. He is one of the greatest shooters in the NBA history. And Damian Lillard makes the list over him. These are just two things. There's more players that I feel are, worthy. But these are two comparisons that I ain't trying to sound dramatic, but I actually lost some sleep over it. When the list came out, I was ready. When we'll never know why Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard got into a scuffle on the sideline, but I think it was because of the list. I think it was because of the list, man. I think Dwight was a little bit in his feelings, right? And, the Lakers weren't playing well. Anthony Davis may not have hustled to a loose ball, and Dwight probably said, and they put you on the list over me. because Anthony Davis came to the sideline. Hot. What you say? What? What? And then as soon as Dwight got up, Anthony Davis put hands on him. When do you put hands on your teammate? Anthony Davis, you know you don't belong on this list, bro. You know you don't belong on this list.
All right, so we're gonna disagree, just like the voters clearly disagree with that opinion, with both of those opinions. Klay Thompson is literally my number one favorite player in the league, so I'm very upset that you're making me say things that aren't compliments. I literally just last week, just like how last week I complimented the Bengals, and then all of a sudden, you're complimenting them this week. Last week I was praising Klay Thompson. Now you're praising Klay Thompson, but it's a little too much because there's no sphere, there's no world in which Klay Thompson is better than Damian Lillard. Although Klay is actually literally my pick for number one spot up shooter in the history of this game. Number one. That's where I put him. That's my list. When you factor in off the dribble, then we already know, how who leapfrogs him there. But I'm so excited to see him come back, and because now he is motivated. I'm so excited. Maybe after this, like you said, there will be, an appearance on the 100th list. Something that I found very interesting that I did not know originally is that they did not do anything to the original 50 list from 1996. They literally just added like 25 people. So really, this list is not even like a top 75 all time. It's really top 25 of the last 25 years. And when you do it like that, then I don't know what you're shaking your head about, but when you do it like that, I actually would say, Dame deserves some respect. I think he is a top 25 of the last 25 years. And I think AD is top 20. AD is we're talking about generational talents within those two. Dwight does have some accolades, so I can kind of see the case there with Dwight, but he was never. I feel like he was overrated, and he's not a better center than any of the centers in contention. Like Ben Wallace, who is not on the list, is better than Dwight Howard.
But by what? Because you can talk about like what makes Ben Wallace better than Dwight Howard.
What do you mean? Well, he's a two-time.
What makes him better than Dwight Howard?
See, you gotta stop asking me questions, and then when I answer them, you either interrupt or re-ask.
It didn't sound like you were about to answer the question.
But I literally said the words 2 times, and then you interrupted. 2-time NBA champion. How many times has he won Defensive Player of the Year? Ben Wallace, he had a more successful career with better rebounding numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben Wallace, he had a bigger impact on the NBA. I feel like if this is the NBA 75, you're talking about impact, which is why the person that I am very upset could not make this list. My number one snub of this NBA 75. You want to talk about impactful. You want to talk about legacy. One of the longest lasting careers in the NBA. This man is an icon. He's literally an NBA icon. People who have never seen him play, which has to be really young, actually, because he just recently retired, but people have never seen him play, can literally go on YouTube and search his highlights for hours and hours and hours. I'm talking about Vinsanity. Vince Carter has been one of the most consistent names for the last 20-ish years. Okay? You want to talk about, what brings in, casual viewers, the dunk, right? The dunk contest was so big with guys like Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, and Dominique just, randomly got in with this, new edition of 25-2. But, those guys, those were dunk icons. The new era, the new generation of that was VC, Vince Carter, Kobe, T-Mac got in on the fun. But Vince, and T-Mac were also complete players. They weren't just dunkers like, a Jason Richardson, They were complete players. Vince was always in the top, 10 in scoring. I feel like he was a top 10 player in the league for almost a decade, Vince Carter. And then played and continued to mentor the next generation for the next 10 years. And it is a travesty that Vince Carter is not on this list. T-Mac is number 2. That's my number 2 travesty. And, I feel like that should go without saying, but I'll say it. Oh my God. Was he the best scorer in the NBA for the beginning of this century? I feel like he was. I
can agree with that.
You can?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like if you put T-Mac on the Lakers and Kobe on the Magic or the Rockets, T-Mac would be a 3-time champion at least. I'm not discrediting Kobe, because when Shaq was gone, Kobe definitely led the Lakers, the 2 championships. But T-Mac, just as vicious as a scorer, may be the best scorer we've seen since Michael Jordan, to be honest with you.
So how does he like? That's what these two guys. They don't make the list. But hold on, because you got to pick your replacements. You got to pick. So let me say my piece here. Okay,
that's good, because I was going to ask you if they on, who's off.
All right, because I got to take 2 guys off. And honestly, you actually convinced me, because at first I was only going to take 1 guy off, and like I said, Vince Carter was my number 1, so I was gonna give Vince Carter, the spot that I took off. But you know what? Maybe I have been kind of romanticizing the career of Anthony Davis a little bit. He has been injury prone. He hasn't really done too much. I'm gonna take him out. You know what, T-Mac, grab that spot. Grab that spot real quick. Vince Carter, though, I did take out someone for your spot, and it is someone who I think, I'm telling you right now, if The Last Dance did not come out last year, we would not be hyping up this dude. Like, I don't understand. Like, now people are trying to act like this person was better than what he is. But what he is and what he's always been is a glorified Draymond Green. I'm talking about Dennis Rodman. There is no way you're telling me that man is top 75 because he was Draymond Green. Like, no. Take him out and get my boy Vinsanity in his rightful place among the 75 greatest players in the league. That is Vince's right. With all the highlights that he has given us, all the 3-pointers he has made, all of the times he has been near the top of the scoring, the steals, he is a legend. All that he's given back. That's what this list is about. It's about legacy. It's about accomplishments. Vince, he's an NBA champion. He's done it all. Take out Dennis, this Ben Wallace, all right? You know what I'm saying? We get it. They're glue guys. They're good. But Dennis Rodman, you're not telling, like, if you're a franchise owner and you need to start building no one's building their franchise around Dennis Rodman. They're not. They're just not. But you can build around VC. You can build around T-Mac. And that's all I got to say about that.
I'm not mad at Vince Carter. I do think Vince Carter should be on there. But, if you want to talk about this is about legacy, that just totally destroys Damian Lillard's entry on the top 75. Like, it's a fandom thing. You like Damian Lillard. I love Damian Lillard. People love Damian Lillard, and they just wanted to put him on the list. But he does not deserve to be on the list right now because he has no NBA legacy. All he got is a couple cool mixtapes, right? And a killer step back 3 that's clutch, right? But has it shown up in the playoffs to get the Blazers down?
Hasn't shown up in the playoffs? Have you watched the last 2 years?
Finished listening to my sentence? I said to get the Blazers on a run. No. Listen, when they couldn't even win a game, when they played against the Golden State Warriors, who were injured, right? The injured Golden State Warriors that they played in the playoffs, they couldn't even get a game on those Golden State Warriors.
And what kind of, oh my God, CJ McCollum stepping out of bounds every play.
We talking about Damian Lillard, right? We talking about Damian Lillard.
Yes.
We're not talking about CJ McCollum. We're talking about Dame time. This is your time.
He does everything he can. He does everything we can.
All I know is
we no longer live in a league. We no longer live in a league where one great player can win by themselves.
That's okay. But you don't have to. I'm not saying winning, right? But one great player can elevate their team in a series, right? It's happened. We've seen that time and time.
Have you seen
in a series? No, I don't make me bring up LeBron, because when LeBron was out there without Kyrie or Kevin Love, right? They still won games. They didn't win when they played a team that was just better.
You're acting like Damian Lillard gets swept every year. He does not get swept.
No, but he doesn't. He hasn't done anything. When we're talking about resumes, right? Dwight Howard, 14 consecutive seasons with double doubles. 14 consecutive seasons, right? 5-time rebounding champ, 5-time all defensive player, 8-time all-star, 2-time block champion, right? The rookie of the year in 2004, 3-time defensive player of the year. Like, this is a resume that deserves to be respected amongst the top 75 players who have played in the game, because you cannot name another player who has had 14 consecutive seasons averaging a double-double. Like, I would have to look up if Magic Johnson did it from a points to assist ratio, right? But I don't think so.
I feel like every center has done that.
No.
Like Shaq Diesel. You're going to tell me Shaq did not do that?
Go look at it. Shaq did not average 14 consecutive double-doubles.
Now you're making me go through Google.
I
feel like any big man can do that.
13 consecutive double-doubles for Shaq, not 14. Now, I'm not saying Dwight deserves to be in the same conversation as Shaq, right? But that doesn't mean Dwight Howard doesn't deserve to be in the top 75 over Anthony Davis and over Damian Lillard. So he should at least be number 73, right?
Nah, he should not. He's number 78. He's behind T-Mac.
Yeah. No. And like T-Mac, again, if you're going to take Penny Hardaway off the list, T-Mac. I think T-Mac was an elite scorer, right? Great talent, but like, you're not on the list just because you were nice, right? We are talking about, how did your career go, right? What did you do in your career? Who has the record for most three-pointers made in a game? Your boy Klay Thompson does, right? This is a historical accomplishment, right? You deserve that. Is something that Dame Lillard has never done, right? I think Dame Lillard is a better talent than Klay Thompson. But if you're looking at the NBA accomplishments, these are two names that should not be off the list, right? But you know what? You actually got me to buy in on Vince Carter over Klay Thompson. Because Vince had the longevity. Vince was playing, man. He was playing. He changed the game. He actually was the last entertaining. Well, not the last entertaining, but the dunk contest. You'll never see a better one, right? Yeah. But obviously, you don't make the top 75 for having an elite dunk contest, right? You know what, man?